Hello, Lacrosse friends. Welcome to the 2019 Midget Top Prospects game. I am Steven Stamp. Pretty stoked to be bringing you this first-time event from here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. We have 66 of the best graduating midget players. I was going to say in Ontario. It's not just Ontario. We've got kids from Quebec. We've got some kids from the U.S. We've got folks stepping in and wanting to show what they can do. And about half of these kids are eligible for the Junior A draft coming up. For anyone who's, I'm joined by Ethan Sunderland. Thanks for stepping in.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, it's Steven.
Steven.
Yeah. And sure. So for anyone, as we get started here, we have Team Powless is in the gray. They just had their first possession. They're going left to right, coached by Johnny Powless. And going right to left in the black with possession now is Team Dawson, coached by Dan Dawson. We'll get into how the draft works in a little bit as we get started here. This is the first shot from the outside. Absolutely ripped. Possession back for Team Dawson. Oh, I've got the game 2 sheet, which will explain why I'm not recognizing any of the players. All right, we're good. There's a save, and Team Powless will take it. They'll head up the floor. This is Cameron Pack from Caledon. So obviously a Caledon kid, to make him eligible as the, if you're in a Junior A center, a city that has a Junior A team, you do not go in the draft. You're automatically the property of your Junior A team. If you're in a Junior B center, you do go in the draft and can be taken by any of the Junior A teams. Here's a drive to the net. Nice low shot and a goal. What a finish there. That was Matthew Pereira from Brampton bouncing that one home. Nathan, he took a big hit there, but got the shot. You gotta like seeing that focus, going inside and keeping the eye on what you're trying to do as opposed to the hit coming. Oh, and we've got a replay here. Sorry, it's just kind of behind me here. That just trickling through. Scrambled draw. Team Powless comes away with a nice pickup there by Keegan Tracy. Up from Baltimore, and you're here with some of the American guys, Ethan, and we got 3 Baltimoreans.
We do. 2 of them, Race Ripley and Truett Sunderland, will be playing in the second game, and Keegan's here in this first game. Real physical specimen, Keegan is.
Drive to net and a little drift shot there by Riley Ford from Oakville, but couldn't quite find his spot. And then the ball is controlled there. I believe that's Dante Mancini starting for Team Dawson in net. They have 2 goaltenders. There are 6 goalies in the 2 games today. And 60 runners, 15 per team. Here's a breakout for Powless. Ball's picked off, though, scooping it off the boards there. It was William Gendron from the North Shore Kodiaks, another program that is a burgeoning group as up on the North Shore of Quebec. And they're a Junior C team. But Gendron is stripped, or sorry, that was Billy DeDonna from Ganawage gets stripped. Nice defensive job by Tyler Beecraft from Guelph. Beecraft known more as a scorer, so it's interesting to see him coming out the back door today. We'll see what he can do in transition. Here's a chance to drive it in the net as Matthew Collison hands it off, and that ball is stripped. And you see a big hit there. One of the things that I've noticed just looking at the list of players, and you see the kids warming up, is the size of some of these kids. 16-year-olds, a bunch of them are well over 6 feet and 200 plus pounds. Drive to the net. Speaking of physical play, it's that one. The cutter, Dallin Evans from Guelph, driving through everyone. Again, keeping his eyes focused, but takes an absolute pounding as he goes to the net.
Well, he was met by 3 trees on the inside and surely paid the price for trying to get to the net there.
That's what you got to do, though, right? Especially, it's interesting to see because there are still, they're going to be the smaller kids, and you can't be afraid to go inside. Here on the outside is Alexander Marinier. His brother Matt was just drafted in the first round, or the second round in the National Cross League entry draft. Nice outlet pass. Works out okay there for Spencer Edmondson. I was wondering because he got himself trapped at the center line, but he's able to get it and spin away from trouble. Now he's pushing out from behind. That'll be a loose ball foul. And Team Dawson will get a fresh 30. Nice little pass. Cody Colson's going to have to go pick it up. Comes the pick from Edmondson. And they go to the far side. A little space opens up. Nice job closing it by the defender, Chris Chung. Got immediately out, took the chance away, and they wind up being forced to take a long outside shot at the buzzer. That's interesting to watch because I think most of these kids have never played before together. They've maybe played each other probably against each other, but especially for defenders, nice save there. But you're trying to figure out how to play a system, how to play as a unit, and already we're seeing some kids make some pretty smart decisions. I'm sure we're going to see some situations where you see the lack of familiarity show up as well. We are playing 3 20-minute running time periods in these games at the Midget Top Prospects Showcase. 5 minutes in between. We've got Scott Fox here to do some interviews in the intermission. Oh, and a shot from the outside sneaks through. Trying to check the number there. We have Gavin Thibault from Halton Hills. Just a dead overhand, and you got the replay, Ethan, right here. That may be one where we're just talking about, the defenders trying to get used to each other, and nobody came to pick him up. He just had a ton of space. Got Elijah taking the face off of Team Dawson. Pulled back, and Team Powless will come up with it. Chris Chung with the ball, moves it ahead, and Powless exits the zone effectively. Ducking underneath, circling around behind the back of the net is Tyler Beecraft. Great job on defense getting out and totally limiting that shot attempt. They go to the cutter though and tries behind the back. Nice try of Alexander Marinier after having the initial shot mostly blocked. Cuts to the middle, gets the lovely pass, just missing with BTB.
After that last goal, Stephen, you can really see Team Powless trying to take more control of the middle defensively there, and they're starting to find their spacing pretty nicely.
And that'll be one thing the coaches are looking for. There are a lot of Junior A coaches. I think most of the Junior A teams in Ontario are represented here with members of their coaching staff. They're going to be looking for how people adjust. Nice save there by Ethan Bratton, the goaltender that was Dante Mancini. No, actually, it is Ethan Bratton in for Team Dawson, I believe. I have to double check that. Alan Sang just dropped by, but he's listed on the other side. Okay, yeah, that is. Okay, yeah, that's Bratton there. That doesn't make sense. Okay. We'll keep rolling. Team Powless, there's a nice little sidearm shot. It was ripped just a bit high by William Sheehan, the Oakville product. Powless gets it back though, scooped up there by Eric Acton from West Durham. Home of the Ironheads. Hands it off, and Matthew Collison from the Beaches, two-time Box Nationals champion. Get the ball, hands it off. That bouncer well wide from Jeremy Capella. Cody Colson into the offensive zone. Far side, you can see the pass through the middle behind the back. It looked a lot like Clark Peterson's goal from last night, except that we had a save.
we go on a breakaway here.
Oh, nice effort to flip that ball behind his back, making that pass. And we have had the goalie mystery sorted out. It is Ethan Bratton down in net for Team Powless. At the other end is Cole Gervais playing the first part of the game for Team Dawson. Gervais from Peterborough. Throw down from Peterborough this morning. Ooh. Stick to the face there, but coming away with it is Team Powless. There, the coaches have definitely told their kids, just come and play, be smart, play hard. But yeah, I was talking to Johnny Powless. He said, you don't want any fighting. You don't have to do anything dumb here. Just come and play lacrosse. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. You know, things can get a little chippy. We had a junior game before this between Burlington and Mimico. Things got a little feisty in that one. It's an exhibition game. Now we have an interference call, first penalty of the game. I'm still getting used to the U.S. boxing jerseys on the refs with the green and black stripes.
Team Powless penalty number 23, Pete Cohen.
So power play for Dawson. Let's see what they can do with it. Lucas Dudemain started things out. He's up at the top quarterbacking. Pass pops away. It's scooped by Cameron Pack. He's taken off. Oh, nice wheels to get ahead of the man checking him. And the low shot, that one is stopped by Gervais. Great hustle though by Pack. Nice pickoff. And then off he goes. Dawson set to back up on the power play. Dudemain back at the top. Hard rip from the outside. That Caden Fidelford shot off the foot and up out of play. Oh, nice cut. Great pass, but the save by Bratton. Love the look. Great vision on the floor. The ball played with a hand, and he's going to get away with it. I guess it's not illegal if Cole Begley can do it without being seen. He's going to tap that ball with his palm to himself. And the ball pops loose, and Team Dawson will get it back. Still 47 to work with on their power play. Again, with the running time.
Oh, they're stretching the floor here.
Oh, nice save by Bratton again. It's not every day you see a goalie with the black glasses under the cage, but boy, I'll tell you, whatever he's doing is working so far.
They're Google glasses, I think.
Google glasses. What are those? I'm sorry, I'm not.
Google glasses, where you can read the internet. He's got a scouting report right on his lenses right now.
That's not true. Cameron Packley. I thought you were serious for a minute.
No, I'm not serious.
Okay. Matthew Collis said, that'd be great, eh? It's like this guy likes to shoot low glove side. Okay, I got it. Cameron Pack is staying up for an offensive shift.
Oh, here we go, another pickoff.
Boy, Team Dawson just taking the balls away on the cross-floor passes. Oh, that pass is just bobbled. There's them straight back to Michael White, the Whitby player. Red Whitby bucket. About 8:45 to go here in the first period as Dawson gets through around the world. Nice shot. Went through the crease after, so Caden had Fidelford isn't going to get one, but that's a pretty nice little play. The thing I like about it is he pulled it out when he needed to. It's not a flashy play. That's where what was called for. Team Powless really having some trouble maintaining possession in the offensive zone. Passes being picked off. That one just misses the mark and bounces into the far bench.
And it's not like Dawson is really pressuring the ball there. It just seems to be more nerves on the offensive side, not a lot of reps, as Powless has really been playing a lot of D here early on.
And I mean, same as we talked about the D guys having to get used to. Obviously the forwards, you just don't have that familiarity with guys you haven't played with as much.
Well, there you go.
A great cut. Nice catch on the run by Phoenix, pulling from Brampton, gets the shot off, but it is turned aside by Gervais. Outlet pass. Rolled it down. It was got to Elijah. Probably a good decision. Thought he had the guy kind of open on the far side. Cuts underneath. Nice shot decision by Dallin Evans. Just didn't get that one where he wanted it all. It went right to the belly pad. Nice step aside there. Ben Baker from Brampton will clear the ball up into the offensive zone.
You know, Chris Chung isn't the most physically impressive defender, but boy, is he sure, he's smart, and he's really sure off the floor there.
There's a drive towards the net. Held by a couple of the big defenders. The ball pops away. Yeah, and Chung, it seems like every shift is just right on top of whoever needs to be on top of. There's Collison just whipping it backwards into the corner as the 30 was about to expire. We're down to 6:50. And I just checked, and we do have a score bug, so I don't need to be telling you. So you can see the time. And then the score, which is 1-1. Oh, nice little pass, little look-away pass, but it just tips off the edge of the stick of Cameron Hessen's.
Good Lucy there by Keegan Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy, one of those big kids. He's one of the Baltimore guys that you've talked about. We're going to talk about that a bit more later, but just the programs that are going down there. We're going to talk a bit about Dave Huntley, so I want to make sure you stay tuned for that. Oh, nice save. A great drive from the net. I am digging Cameron Pack from Paladin. Coming out of the back door, but showing some skills at both ends of the floor.
They're getting looks inside.
Here's another one as they cut through, and that one's off the post. Nice job there, actually, by Merrick Lemmy from Holton Hills to just get the defender on his back and allow him to use the hit to actually propel him into a shooting spot. I mean, if you're going to get hit, you might as well use it to your advantage if you can. Here's a 2-on-1. They go back door. It doesn't quite connect. Nice idea by Phoenix Mullen. Couldn't quite connect with Riley Ford. Here's a breakout pass. Man off the bench coming to check him. Does a pretty good job, and it's just enough to stop that one from going in. Excellent outlet chance for Eric Ward from Brampton. Sean Gillies is on the Dawson bench helping him out. Johnny Powless is on his own. He'll find himself an assistant. Both coaches will be coaching in both games, so they actually ran their players through some warm-ups and that before over on the concrete pad behind us on the other side of the arena here. Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Dawson's team maneuvering on the perimeter. They have a cutter through, they get it to him. He runs out of space wisely, pulls it down, sees another cutter. Great play, but a big save by Bratton. Well, Cody Colson dropped the ball, went back for it, paid the price, took a big hit, but he will get possession. And Dawson will start up with it again. Good. Nearing the 4 minutes to go in the first. Nearing 4 minutes to go here in the last down. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, are we back? Okay. Sorry, folks, I can't hear, so I can't tell.
I'm out.
Okay, so there we go. Anyway, so just trying to make sure we're all set. And we missed the goal.
And number 20, Lucas Dewey.
Here's a drive towards the net for Team Powless. You're going to try and extend that lead. Sorry, we're dealing with some audio issues. We just missed that last goal. I guess that was Dawson getting it. Team Dawson. So Powless trying to tie it up and they get one in, but it is a crease violation by Riley Ford. All right, I think it might be, there we go. So as long as I hold this wire in place, we're good. There's a rip from the outside. Bouncing it home is Cody Colson. Lovely shot, and I'm not sure Bratton ever really saw that ball.
Team Powless really just giving them too much space up there, straight away, using the floor.
So 3-1, Team Dawson goes ahead. Anyway, I was saying as we near the intermission, stay with us in the break. As Scott Fox will be down on the floor with a player for an interview. We're going to have about a 5-minute break in between periods, and we'll be back with more live action here on Lax Sportsnet. Thanks everyone for being with us. If you're enjoying the show, I'm sure it looks great. Little underhand rip, Braden all over that one. He's stopping everything he sees as Liam Perrell let that one go. Here comes Cole Begley from Mimico forward. Hands it off. There's Jeremy Capella from the North Shore, number 19, had it. And now fighting through some traffic. Managed to get a shot off. It goes wide, and they're going to run out of time on the 30. And Team Dawson will look to see if they can get to run with it.
Team Powless went with 4 lefties on that shift and never really got anything started.
That'll make it tricky when you get those lefties out. They've only got, well, I mean, they've got some transition players, but Team Powless with 3 lefty forwards. So obviously had everybody out, and one of the transition guys went up. And that is one of the tricky things. Obviously, again, you're playing with a bunch of guys you haven't played with. Johnny Powless and Dan Dawson just met their players during the warm-up before the game. So, you know, you're just trying to get some basic things. So I asked Johnny Powless, what are you going to do on the bench? He said, you know, just make sure they're playing hard, playing clean, get on and get off the floor, and kind of figure things out as we go. And he's going to try and teach a little when he has chances. So it's a lot to do to try and teach players, use the teachable moment as they come off the floor while you're trying to just keep your offense and defense flowing in and out of the doors. Into the final 30 seconds. And it's almost identical time between the shot clock and game clock. So Dawson can hold for the last shot. They're not pulling the goal. Oh yeah, now they're pulling the goalie. So Cole Gervais heads to the bench, and an extra attacker comes out. They've got 11 to work with. Watch the guy coming late. He gets it. That was Elijah. Hands it off. The shot goes wide. It's going to roll all the way back down the floor. And that is going to end the first period. Team Dawson 3, Team Powless 1. And we're going to go down to Scott Fox in a moment. But Ethan, while he finds someone, I just want to see what you think as somebody who watches a lot of Midget and other ages box across. What do you think of the play?
What most impresses me is immediately coming out on the floor, despite the nerves, was just the enthusiasm and the passion to be out here. They, after just a couple shifts, it looked like they settled down pretty nicely. Yes, it was a little bit disjointed as times, as you pointed out, that getting the right personnel on the floor when you wanted to, but the boys are competing. The goalie play, I think, was above average, absolutely, especially down here on Dawson's end, and but enthusiasm just jumped right off the page.
Yeah, we are going to go down to Scott Fox on the floor.
I'm seeing that everybody's getting their groove. Everybody's just feeling themselves. We had our sticks moving before with the quick practice, and now we're just rolling.
How hard is it to find chemistry with guys that you've really only played with once before?
It's honestly not that hard. Everyone knows their role, how to play. Now we're big boys now. We know how to do it.
Thoughts on the event overall?
It's a wonderful, great event. So happy to be invited. It's just a great experience overall.
Thank you very much, Dallin Evans. Guys, back to you.
All right, welcome back to Lacrosse, friends. The draw has been taken for the second period. It was Gutta, Elijah, and Phoenix pulling the face-off men, and for a moment it looked like Team Dawson would get it, but then swooping in to grab that loose ball was William Sheehan from Oakville, and here comes Powless. Oh, nice pass. Great catch. Lovely feed through by Marinier, and who was it catching that ball at the other end? Is that Tyler Beecraft?
That was Beecraft.
Wow. That's a great catch in traffic, I mean, right on him, and just the focus. And you're going to see some of those plays with these kids because there's a ton of talent. That's the one thing I talked to Dan Dawson before the game, and he was saying, I just can't believe how big these kids are. With the training and the nutrition and the knowledge they have, it's different than a generation ago, right? I mean, the kids are bigger and stronger and so athletic. And also, the lacrosse IQ, because these kids have had access to a lot of video, a lot of teaching. they get coaches like Dan Dawson and Johnny Powless and all the other people who put their time and energy into coaching minor lacrosse. And what a difference. Picked off there. Here comes Powless the other way. They've got, well, they don't have numbers, but they do have a bit of space. Hanging on to the ball is Merrick Lemmy. Nice job holding it. He kind of left it out there, dangling. It got checked, but he held on to it. Then the shot doesn't get through. Down to 11 on the shot clock. Shot through the legs there as Matthew Pereira takes advantage of Zach Coleman coming after him.
Well, going back to that beauty feed from Marinier, I mean, he's heading off to Ohio State playing for Nick Myers, scheduled to be a pole out there. If he can run that transition out there at OSU, that's going to be something special. That was quite a feed.
You say he's playing pole there?
I believe so.
That's crazy. You know more about the field commitments for some of these guys than I do, but I know a bunch of these guys have committed or expressed that they're going to different schools. Obviously, nobody's signing yet, as they're still 16-year-olds. Nice wheels, hustling back to get this ball and try and create a chance. Oh, not quite. Great hustle by Caleb Mallion. Just couldn't quite get there. Pass didn't quite get through. And the ball kind of bouncing around a little bit here for Powless. They're looking a little bit more settled than we saw them in the first period, but you can still see a bit of that, maybe some nerves. It's a big deal for these guys, right, to get to come and play against the other best prospects in the province and elsewhere. Another nice save, stepping into position. Nice check attempt there by Phoenix pulling, but just running through it was Zach Coleman.
Dawson's O has started to simplify a little bit more. They're not trying anything fancy. They're just playing the way that they're facing and making the next easy, simple pass, and they're getting good looks. Speaking of.
Yeah, Dallin Evans, smart decision. You can see the pick and roll, very well defended, which is a tricky one for the defenders, again, not knowing each other. And Team Powless, great job on the pick and roll defense. So Evans just lets it rip from the outside. Bratton was all over that one. So the goalie's staying the same. It's Cole Gervais in net here for Dawson, now to our left, making that save. Is the only, he's one of the two goalies. They do also have Dante Mancini. I assume he'll come in midway through this period, but Ethan Bratton is it for Team Powless. He's going the distance. Heavy overload on the right side, and it works out perfectly. They isolate with Eric Ward on the near side, and he just drifts a pass in and lets his man run onto it. I believe that was Cody Colson, was it not? We'll get a look on the replay here. Yeah, it was Colson on the give and go, actually. So they had the three righties over there, just the one lefty, as I mentioned, Ward on the near side, and another player was actually changing at the time, so they really did isolate Ward, and Colson completely getting away from all the defenders. Dawson makes it 4-1.
Well, it's a good replay of Colson, but the defense looked like a couple statues out there. He didn't have much of a challenge getting through the middle. Yeah,
I think they really didn't seem to see him cutting through the middle. Nice pass across there by Elijah to Dallin Evans. Evans is letting it fly. He's getting him some good positions. Now he's hustling back on D, but the breakaway chance and the goal. Nice finish there by Merrick Lemmy. Another look at that one, Ethan.
Team Powless goal scored by number 11, Merrick Lemmy.
Lemmy, it looks like he was given the full left side of that goal. Given the full left side, but decided to go short side on it and snuck it in there in the top right.
He knew that Cole Gervais was baiting him.
He was baiting him.
Now, for folks who aren't that familiar, if you say you're more of a field person, you're seeing the big goalies and the little nets, and you think, how do they ever get shots by? These guys are very talented, and the idea is you don't take the thing the goalie's giving you necessarily, because he's going to take that away. But the baiting means he's just giving you something to shoot at. In that case, he didn't give much for William Sheehan to shoot out on the rebound, makes another save, and here comes Team Dawson back the other way. Coleman looking for somebody to give the ball off to.
Dawson going heavy on the right side here.
Almost a back end, just avoiding the crease after he picked up the ball, and Powless comes back up the other way. Ben Baker under some pressure. And if you're wondering why he can step back over, we are playing CLA rules. So there is no over and back, there's no 10-second count to get across center. It's a little bit different than what you might be used to if you're used to watching NLL games. That pass gets away. And it's a race to the ball picked up by Team Dawson. It's a 2-on-2. And Powless is going to be the first to get their other players out to take away any transition opportunity. Pass down doesn't quite connect with Elijah. It actually rolls off the back of a Powless defender. Beecraft. And then he's going to take this outlet pass. It's pretty cool jerseys they've got for this this game. Oh, as I say that, the ball just pops out of the stick of Eric Acton. He hunts it down to try and get it back, but swooping in to grab it was William Gendron. Gendron with some pressure. To get a pass across. I like that play because he didn't worry about making a perfect pass. He knew he had a lot of trouble where he was, and there was space where he was throwing it. Cameron Pack.
Looks like we have some numbers here.
3 on 1.5, basically. Yeah. It's actually kind of a 4 on 1, but I thought a wise play by Phoenix Pullen to just kind of pull up and let the others go. You don't need 4 guys racing in because that's just an odd man situation going back the other way if anything happens. Now Pullen has it, flips it across the top of the formation. It's Cameron Pack. Marinier driving behind the net, changes direction, tries to hit Pack coming through the middle, gets away from him, and Lemmy will hand it off there to Sheehan. Nice D to hustle out by Michael White. And that shot is forced wide. Powless gets it back, but they've only got a couple of seconds on the 30. Near the midway point here in the second period of the first game of the 2019 Top Prospects Showcase. Midget aged players, 15 and 16-year-olds. Tap on the top of the helmet.
Lazy transition there almost cost Team Powless.
They're trying to get the offense all set up, and nothing really there. So Eric Acton kind of looked at all of his options, didn't like any of them, so decides to just let it rip, and it gets through the legs of Gervais.
He put that right over his shoulder, over his defender's shoulder. I can't say that. Let's watch the replay here.
Yeah, it looks like Gervais picked it up a bit late. And that'll be it for Gervais. Now, he's not being replaced because he gave up that goal. We are nearing the midway point. So Dante Mancini will come in and take over and play the second half of the game. That's actually kind of a shame for Gervais that it worked out that way. They did come out on a goal. If you're going to be switching up anyway, it's nice to finish up with a save. Mancini, an Oakville product, played for the Team Ontario Midget Gold Medal champions. That would have been out in Port Coquitlam, or in Coquitlam this summer. What a tournament that was. Nice effort to fight off the check by Gata Elijah and get the shot off, but he is turned aside by Bratton. And here comes Team Powless. Marinier takes the pass back. He's going to rip one. Timed it pretty nicely with the defender coming out at him. Around the step as the defender's off leg was coming towards him. Nice pass out of trouble there. Again, very smart. The poise of some of these defenders is very impressive. Oh, know where that shot was supposed to go through. It did not look like there was a lane in it. I think drilled his teammate en route to the net. Billy Dodonna gets it back. He'll hand it off. He's going to hit. Oh, no, sorry, that was Caleb Mallion.
Well, Dodonna created great space there for his shooter, taking out 2 defenders.
Yeah. He got hit with the ball for his
trouble. He's rewarded. Rewarded with some rubber.
Speaking of rewarded with rubber, there's a ball heading out into the stands. Got a pretty decent group of folks and all the parents coming and checking things out. I think a player from the earlier exhibition game has decided he's going to take that home as a souvenir.
I hear Santa's here at the next game.
Oh, really? Handing out lacrosse balls? Oh, one hand around the back. Great effort. Bratton had to be sharp to stay on top of that one. That was Lucas Dudemain taking that shot. Now the skills that some of these players possess at this young age is pretty impressive. Of course, some of these guys are going to be among the top picks in the junior draft this year. So they're the up-and-coming stars in the game. Both versions, of course, with the, we are looking at showcasing these box players, but a lot of these guys are being watched by NCAA coaches and KUFLA coaches to see where they might fit in. Very patient possession by Dawson. And then off the post, an absolute rocket. Didn't quite find its mark off the stick of Gavin Thibault. Dawson got it back with the fresh 30 to try and take advantage. May have been a bit rushed there by Dallin Evans. I'm not sure. I think he realized he had 20 seconds left. He didn't really have anyone to go and get that ball if there's a rebound. Hey, I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Ethan Sunderland. Pleased to be bringing you this 2019 Top Prospects Showcase. Elijah with the loose ball. Threw that one back to his goalie. And a heads-up play by Mancini to let it run by him and then pop out of the crease to go track it down. Oh, nice backdoor pass.
He rang that one right off the post.
Hard off the post. We could hear it from up here. Great body control to not step in the crease, kind of sidestepping along that back door. And Dan Dawson says, you had it. Good shot, good play.
Well, it's looking like these young men ran out all their early energy. Body language is starting to get a little bit slower. Getting some more wide open looks on the inside now.
There's a 2-on-1, if possible, it gets away. I like that job by Riley Ford to take a look at what was around him and where he needs to go. Gets it through, makes the pass up to stop by Mancini. And it's a fresh 30 for Team Powless. Step around rip there, sidearm by Eric Acton.
He's going to get a second chance here.
Yeah. Now, we've got 4 lefties again for Team Powless. A bit of a change up. And Mancini had to adjust, but makes that save. Outlet pass finds Zach Coleman. He's got the trailer. That's the guy to go to. Oh, nice pass, but it just popped away from Essenza. Evans waiting, goes back door. A shot blocked by a defender. Fighting for the loose ball, but it's going to be a turnover as the 30 expires. Here comes Chris Chung. Again, we talked earlier, Chris Chung, not the biggest guy, but on that loose ball, he knew. He was aware of the time he had left on the 30. He didn't have to pick that ball up. He just got in the way. Oh, great passing play. Nice finish there. Banging it home was Michael White.
Well, credit Dawson on this this particular set. It looks like on the last set he let his D guys and his transition guys stay out there for the full 30 and give his O players a little bit of a rest. And they sure had some pop on that transition and buried and have taken a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, Michael White, the defender or transition player, was another member of that Team Ontario Midget gold medal team this summer. Bit of a pause in the middle of that face-off battle. Then Dawson comes away with it wide open, man. Oh, nice save by Bratton. It was a crease violation anyway, but great chance there. Right off the face-off. That was Pedelford going in. Belford playing for Ganawage, but I was talking with his dad earlier. You were chatting with him. He was talking about the driving that they do because they were in Albany, and moved driving a lot of driving to take his sons to all the lacrosse games and practices and tournaments.
It's a lot of tailgate meals.
Yeah, that shot goes well wide. I want to talk a little bit in the intermission. We'll let Scott Fox do his interview, and then you and I can talk a bit about the league that you've started in the travel-based group that you've got going on. Here's a chance coming off the bench. They feed it through. He got a little too far past. It was a nice job defensively, I think. I'm not sure how aware he even was, but great job being by Tyler Beecraft to be where the runner couldn't really make the initial pass. That's a big hit on a loose ball.
That's not going to work.
No. Just a possession call, no penalty. Evans gets handcuffed by that one, but will track it down. Oh, what a bouncer from the outside. A little bit of a change-up angle by Cody Colson. Colson, an interesting guy. He plays goalie in field lacrosse. So he's like a Matt Vince type, where Vince is the goalie in boxing and a long pole in field. And plays Reardon too.
Well, he knows where to shoot. He put that right on his hand. Nice bouncer, near side.
Oh. Ethan Bratton just looked up to the sky after that. Like, oh, he got me. Nice job by Colson. Yeah, I guess Blaze Reardon's probably the better corollary because he is the goalie in field, of course, and then playing forward. And I'm sure Cody Colson will be pretty happy to get to where Blaze Reardon is right now, playing in the National Lacrosse League. He's a solid lefty for the Philadelphia Wings. Won a bronze medal with the U.S. at the World Indoor Championships in Langley in September. That was an exciting tournament to do that. Big hit delivered. Nice job by Gavin Thibault. And Dawson's going to run the floor.
I'm guessing Team Powless said we got to get some more balls to the inside.
Yeah.
And we've seen a couple players now either looking for the pass inside or actually taking it themselves off of a pick.
There's a lane down the middle. Everything's just wide open, but Bratton turns it aside as Lucas Dudemain. The seas parted for him, and then great hustle play to get it back.
That's Padelford again.
Yeah.
He's been playing really well today.
He really has. One of about 4 or 5, I think 4 American players who have come up for this showcase. They are going to be hot commodities. These athletic young men who have been committing themselves to the box game among junior A teams.
Padelford's one of those kids that's grown about 6 inches in the past year. He's close to 6'3" now. Spending his summers in Canada. He's sure showing here.
And Dallin Evans looking around to see if there's a call as he's knocked to the floor. Isn't, so he just keeps playing, makes the pass out. He'll go for a change though. Oh, there's a chance there for Padelford, but he just couldn't catch the ball, so he makes the pass. It rolls through and actually swatted away on the spin with the stick by Bratton. That ball was rolling towards the net.
Short time here.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, there it is, reset, because it was knocked away by the goaltender. I think they just missed the original reset. So here's a fresh 30 for Team Dawson. And almost again, exactly just like last period at the time on the shot clock and the game clock. Delfer gets handcuffed by that. He's been out there for about a minute. He's looking a little tuckered. Here's a chance. Will they get a shot off in time? They do, but the nice save by Mancini. Perfect timing, but it is stopped. So Scott Fox will be grabbing a player on the floor, and we're going to let him go, and then we're going to chat a little bit, but stay with us.
Team Dawson, I really think in that period made great use of their second chances, and if I were over on the Powless bench, I would say, look, we've got to get to the middle of the floor. We've got to look for our rebounds and bury some of these shots. And but you know, it's a 3-goal game, 1 period to go. I could see Team Powless really bouncing back here and making it nip and tuck down the stretch.
One of the things, the corollary, of course, is not letting Dawson get those second chance opportunities. We're going to go to Scott Fox on the floor.
Okay, we're down here with number 11, Merrick Lemme from Team Powless. Merrick, what was Coach Powless's advice before the game?
Keep the D guys low and just get the shots low on this goalie. he jumps his shoulders, so to shoot low.
Okay. Is it weird playing with a bunch of guys that you've played against all your career?
A little bit. I mean, I play in Rock Elite, so we do that sometimes, but it is pretty fun, though. I do enjoy it.
Okay. Down 6-3. What does it take going into the third?
A lot of hard work. Got to get the ground balls. Got to just outwork the other team.
Merrick Lemme, number 11 on Team Powless. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
All right, welcome back, Lacrosse friends, to the 2020 Top Prospects. And Top Prospects would like to thank Jamie Dawick of the Toronto Rock and the Toronto Rock Athletic Center for his support of the 2019 inaugural event, making the floor available. These kids are pretty stoked to get out here and play at the track. It's a big deal for these kids, especially the kids from around here, to be facing off on a Toronto Rock logo. Obviously, the team doing a lot for the game. And so thanks to Jamie and his group. I'm Stephen Stamp with Ethan Sunderland. It's 6-3 Dawson. Powless has the ball, and they will go to the attack to try and get things rolling.
Well, Sheehan really battled there. I'm guessing that Powless in the locker room talked about being a little bit more aggressive. We can see right out of the gates, battling for that Lucy, getting a shot, a rebound, 2 chances inside, and now a goal.
That's what it leads to, is that great opportunity. And the finish there, I think it was Sheehan that made that goal.
Sheehan.
Yeah, so starts it off, gets the ball, and does it all.
Great shift. Somebody was listening in that locker room.
Yeah, and I mean, he's getting help from his teammates there to set that one up. We'll take another look at this goal. He looked a lot like Jacob Rouet on the crease there, and he scored a goal last night. Same thing, just keeping the toes tapped down and solid outside the crease as you lean in and tap the shot home. And I'm a big Jake Rouet fan, so it's high praise to look like him scoring a goal. I think everyone's becoming Jacob Rouet fans at this point. I'm still unsure how to say the name, though, because Teddy Jenner said he talked to Jacob, and he wanted to be pronounced Rouet, which we've mostly been saying, but Bonnie, Jacob's mom, asked me at one point, why is everyone saying Rouet? It's Rouet. So, I don't know. I'm going to let them sort that out as we have a big check here. Great job by, who was that? That was Jeremy Capella, getting that pass out as he was double teamed and flattened to the ground, but maintains possession. So a work ethic coming to the fore for Team Powless here in the third period. Third of 3 20-minute running time periods at the 2019 Midget Top Prospects Showcase. Oh, great pass, nice shot. Who was that? That was Matthew Pereira, one hand round the back. And what I really like about that was, again, what he needed to do, and it was so natural. He didn't sit there and think, oh, I'm going to do a fancy around the back one hand shot. It was the natural instinct to rip that.
Time and place, exactly.
Here's Pack, throws it across. It was actually tipped away by one of his teammates, so it didn't quite get through to Pereira, but he does track it down. And there's the pass to Pack through the middle. That doesn't connect. They're running low on time.
Great energy level to start the third here.
Dawson comes away with it. Yeah, it's a whole new Team Powless here in the third. They've always been a third period team. So I do want to talk a little bit as we set this up. I just want to ask you about the EC, East Coast Junior Lacrosse League.
So we call it the East Coast Box Lacrosse League, the ECBL.
There we go.
And our program, the Warthogs, 10 seconds here on the clock.
Defense really locking off here, trying to limit the chances, and will do so effectively. Now just 3, and the shot clock's going to expire as Powless comes up with it. Here's a transition opportunity. We'll get back to the Warthogs in a minute when we see what Powless can do. Going to the net hard, but wisely pulling it out was Beecraft. They're going to slow things down where he's got his cohort coming out. Matthew Collison with the shot from the outside, no problem for Mancini. So the Warthogs.
It was the vision and with our co-founder, Coach Dave Huntley, and he wanted to, as he shared with me, not let 40 years of lacrosse experience be wasted or travel with him. There's
nice
a nice
shot
goal.
on the run, bouncing it home as Lucas Dudemain finds a little hole between the legs of Bratton, and that was just a little bit of help from his teammates to open some space, and then Dudemain does the rest, just running into a spot where he can let one rip.
So Coach Hunt's what a nice shot.
Yeah.
Coach Hunt's had a vision for true Canadian box lacrosse in the United States. He started it, had a vision for Canadian-style league play, and together with the Canadian community in Baltimore since Dave's passing, has carried that legacy, that legend, that vision, and the East Coast Box Lacrosse League now in its inaugural season couldn't be going any better with absolutely competitive play and great Canadian spirit. I think what Dave said is he always said a set of rules doesn't make a game, culture makes a game. And in the United States, that's been one of the trickiest components about expanding box lacrosse.
Transition chance doesn't quite lead to a shot. That pass kind of just drifted through. And but yeah, you know, Dave Huntley was just he meant so much to so many of us in the community, and it was so tragic when he passed. And I wasn't the closest to Dave. I mean, I knew him, but you know, I dealt with him on some things, and what a great guy. I still remember the last conversation I had with him. He just said, "Hey, if there's anything you need, just give me a call."
And he meant it.
Yeah, he meant it 100%. I mean, he had those conversations with everyone. I've always said, I feel like that was probably the last thing he said to pretty much everybody. If you need me, call. Here we go, a 2-on-1 break. Oh, nice try to pull it back down. Smart play by Edmondson to fake the pass and then make the pass across, but it was a bit low and actually handcuffed his teammate on the far side. But yeah, and I mean, the work that Dave Huntley has done in both field and box lacrosse, but living in Baltimore, you know, for years and years, I know it meant the world to him to keep the game rocking down there.
You can't put into words what Dave has meant to the sport, and I'm always in awe when I come up and I visit here with Stu Brown. He talks about the way that Dave helped his players up here, the Canadians, with the field game, and what Dave has done down in the Mid-Atlantic for the box game. His legacy is everywhere. It's international, it's global, now with the Olympic efforts, and he was always a player's first guy.
Great defensive slide again by Chris Chung, who was impressing the heck out of us. There's a rip from Gutta Elijah on the outside. Nice save by Brad. It was a hard sidearm shot. And it's just great to see. I'm enjoying chatting with you and some of the other American dads who have come up here with their kids, and are talking about the amount of time they put into it and how much their kids love the box game. And I mean, field lacrosse is great. We love field lacrosse, but you know, as a Canadian, we're box first folks. And
absolutely.
It's nice to see that passion from the States, because I think that's going to be critical for the success of the game and with the growing National Lacrosse League. We need more Americans to be ready to play. And it's not just the athleticism, they need the kind of programs you're talking about. Like you said, culture, not rules.
Exactly, and you know, it's hard, you know, not only is it a new sport in the United States, which people don't necessarily easily recognize. They think it's field lacrosse played inside with big pads and small goals. So we have to just take our time and help deliver it the right way and consistently. And it's a group effort, and we always say what we do isn't one person's, it's ours.
Powless setting up at the other end, 7-4. We're nearing the midway point of the third. Saved by Mancini. Outlet pass. There's the pass across, and a chance for Edmondson. Oh, beautiful bounce shot. Lovely pass to set that up by Gavin Tebow. Heads up play to see where his options were. And we've seen a few plays like that where guys had made the right decision, didn't quite make the pass. Tebow did both.
Edmondson's a load coming down the floor and really just took his time and placed that shot very nicely.
Beautiful bouncer, comes up to about mid-thigh to hip high. And that's a tough one for a goalie. As he's coming across towards him, his weight's all coming in one direction. He shoot the other direction as his feet are getting planted. Tough to change the direction again for the goalie. There's a fight for the loose ball by Chung. He comes away with it.
Chung's probably giving up 30 pounds and 6 inches there.
And winning almost every battle.
It is. It's
oh, great feed through, and the finish is there. Wow. Lovely passing play. I think the pass was thrown by Beecraft. And who did he connect with down on the crease? We're going to take another look as the replay's just loading up. I think it was Eric Acton, was it not? Yeah. Eric Acton with that finish. Yeah. No, 8-5 the score. Remember, the next game will be at 1:30. It'll be Team Powless 2 and Team Dawson 2. Great work to cause that turnover. can't quite find the hole at the end. That was Cody Colson getting the ball. And then we have a back-in violation. Team Powless are going to have to turn the ball over. Battle along the boards. Team Dawson hanging on to it. Dallin Evans taking a pounding. He doesn't seem to have any fear. Again, not the biggest guy. Listed at 5'10", 140 pounds. Now that was before they did the measurements. They did a combine today. All the players went through some physical testing, so height and weight measured, and did a bunch of combine elements to get some measure of their athleticism. But there's a shot on the little sidearm on the step by Marinier.
I like the decision to go early O there.
Yeah, before the D gets settled. And that's one of the things, we've talked about the culture, and I said earlier about a shot early in a 30-second count, maybe not the best idea, but there's a difference between you get a ball back, you got a fresh 30, and the D is all there ready to play, and you just shoot before your guys are ready, versus, in that case, you have the D unsettled, and they aren't in a position where they want to be. Press your advantage. Nice loose ball recovery there. There's Ben Baker coming up with it.
That was another one of those shifts where Team Dawson let his D guys and tranny guys run the full 30, give the O guys a little bit of a break.
Cole Begley gets a shot off there. He actually won the Ted Zawicki Award this year for the top graduating defensive player in the Ontario Men's Field Lacrosse League, Junior League. That's a fun league. I've called some championship games for the OJMFL. Forgot one of the L's. Oh, great pass onto the crease, but it's a violation. Trying to step just around the crease. He landed on the line, Lucas Dudemain, and the ball's going the other way. 8.5 to go here in the third period. Powless setting up. Acton tries to feed one through. They don't wind up quite connecting. The pressure may cause a turnover here as Marinier all over him. A nice job by Edmondson to come away with it. Sorry, that was actually Jean Dron from the North Shore. Realized I was wrong. As soon as I recognized the helmet, those are quite distinctive helmets the Kodiaks wear. Here's Evans. Steps in, sees the hole opening, preparing a shot, and rips it through, but it's stopped by Bratton. Comes Cameron Pack. Oh, he's stripped by Evans. Just misses. And Cameron Pack's going to try and get this ball, and he's going to be very cautious now after getting stripped last time. Goes for a bit of a run.
Pack just looks like an athlete.
He does. Just the way he moves, right? He's got that easy glide when he runs.
And there he goes. Pots one there.
Yeah, that's too many for Team Powless. The referee just kind of looked around and was like, hey, there's 6 of you out here playing offense. So again, if you're used to that being a penalty, it is not in CLA rules on offense. It's just a possession call. On defense, it is a penalty. Big hit coming there by Keegan Tracy.
Him and Chung have paired up nicely for Team Powless back there on the defensive side. 2 different players, one small, one giant. They're both tenacious off the floor.
Interesting, the combination, right? As Chung is just so good with his footwork and getting on his man and kind of channeling him somewhere. And in this case, he can channel him right to Tracy, who can just flatten him. Keegan Tracy, listed at 6'3", 215. His dad, Stu Brown, I think, was saying, no, he's actually, or no, was it you saying 6'4", 225?
Yeah, he's a big kid. He looks like an NFL tight end with a lacrosse stick.
Yeah, 6'4", 225, that's more linebacker in the NFL.
Well, not at 16.
No, true. You said NFL, though. So I was just picturing, Travis Kelce, the prototype, right? Powless comes into the offensive zone. Just under 6 minutes to try and make up the 3 goals they trail. Of course, not really about winning and losing in the top prospect showcase, but these guys are competitive and they may start out just thinking about just playing, just showing your stuff, but anytime you're in a game, you want to win. Here's a chance for Team Dawson.
Smart decision.
Yeah, his man had kind of run himself out of position for the pass as Alfred was looking for something, and Liam Perro decided to just take it himself. Couldn't find the spot he was looking for, though. That's always disappointing when you get yourself into a good position, get the shot off, you know exactly where you want to go, and it just drifts away from you and hits the goalie right in the belly pad. I'm quite familiar with that. I see a lot of holes that I know I can hit. I seldom hit them. 5 minutes to go here. Powless on the offense once again. Phoenix pulling, hands it off to Merrick Lemmy, who's down with Scott Fox.
There we go.
Periods. Great job stepping into space. Again, though, couldn't quite find the spot.
Turnover, quick turnover, see if we can finish.
Oh, another big save by Mancini. It was Collison coming away with that ball and getting the shot off. Ball gets up out of play, fresh 30 for Team Powless.
Lemmy did a great job there interfering with the quick clear, quick outlet.
Another
Collison
nice
tried to
save by
finish.
Mancini.
He's seeing some shots.
Yeah, this is a kid that I think that Oakville folks are pretty excited about as a prospect. Of course, the Oakville Buzz just becoming a junior A team this past summer, moving up from the junior B ranks. And they immediately became competitive. Well, not immediately. It took them part of the season, it looked like, to me, watching them play. They seemed a little bit overmatched early on as they got used to the level. A lot of the guys come up, and then they played very well. I mean, they got Troy Quarterly out there involved coaching, and I mean, a lot of positive development out of Oakville. That shot kind of rattled around the wickets of Ethan Bratton, but it did stay out.
Not to be master of the obvious, but you cannot overstate the importance of solid goaltending in this game.
It's so deflating, right, when your defense plays everything properly and the ball goes in, and everyone just kind of looks like, oh, you don't want to blame your goalie because goalies do a lot of work for it. It's not a glamorous position, but yeah, it can make or break you. Shot clock running down, and you can hear the Powless bench calling for somebody to come to the bench and get a defender out to avoid giving up a transition chance.
And again.
Yeah, Chris Chung, he's just there. He's in position. He's reading what's going to happen and not going where the ball is. He's going where it's going. Nice attempt at the quick stick on the back door, but if he doesn't quite connect. Remember, our next game will start at 1:30. It'll be Team Powless 2 and Team Dawson 2. I'm Steven Stamp with Ethan Sunderland. We'll be back bringing you more of this Top Prospects Showcase. And Top Prospects would like to thank Powell Lacrosse for their support of the inaugural showcase. All team uniforms designed and produced by Powell Lacrosse. Each player received a Powell gear pack, which included a Powell head, mesh kit, socks, shorts, and a shooter shirt. So thanks to that group.
It's a nice save there. Routine.
Yeah, Bratton making it look easy. Dawson taking their time with the fresh 30. Great aggressive defense there by Phoenix pulling, coming back to this end, and then the trail check runs him into his teammate. And yet they cannot get the ball away from Dudemain until 7 seconds remain in the shot clock, and he's got gear dangling out the front of his jersey by the time the triple team is done with him.
Looked like a masochist out there.
Under 2 minutes to play. Again, this is where you have a bit of a, it's a bit of a dilemma. Like, what do you do? The quandary, I guess, for the team. It is a showcase. You want to go out and play well and play smart and do your thing. But at the same time, you got a 3-goal lead with a minute and a half to play. Penalty coming to Powless. You got too many men on the floor, and a player started to go off. Wisely decided to stay back out on the floor. That shot by Gutta Elijah is stopped, and it'll be a power play for the rest of this game. And that is a too many men call. So if you're wondering about that one,
here. We got to stop
it's
the
penalty
play.
shot.
Timeout. Penalty
actually.
shot. Okay.
Is it? There's
Too
I
many
think they're
men.
2 minutes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. The penalty shot, because if there isn't enough time left to play, to serve the entire 2-minute min penalty, then it's a penalty shot. I was trying to remember if it has been 2-minute penalties. Sometimes when you go running time, you go 1 minute, in which case with 1:16 to go, it wouldn't be. But we do have a penalty shot. Who's coming out to take this?
Is it Sheehan?
Cody Colson, and he just misses. Picked his spot, just let it rip. Didn't try anything too fancy. He just went a little bit wide with that shot. So we'll have a face-off after the unsuccessful penalty shot, and the clock should get running here. 1:16 to go. Here is that opportunity. You see Colson. Oh, he had his spot. He thought he was going to get it. Pullen and Elijah battling this one out. Pullen pops it. Dallin Evans will get there first. But Pullen all over him. Nice check there by Cameron Pack. And it will be Evans, though, getting that ball as he picks up. Makes the pass across. Oh, nice finish. Great pass by Evans, and got to Elijah. Tucks that one home just between Bratton and his goalpost. That behind the back fake to draw, to slow the defender down as he sees the ball. Looks like it's going behind him, and that gives Dallin Evans a chance to pass in front of the defender and actually make the simple pass. 18 seconds to go. Team Powless will see if they can get one final chance to score here. Oh, nice opportunity, but again, the big save by Mancini. You can see why folks here are excited about him.
Nick Rose from up in the balcony just gave him a nice nod, too.
Oh,
on that
yeah,
one.
Rosie's
Nice.
standing right behind him up on that Toronto Rock balcony. So the final score, 9-5 in favor of Team Dawson over Team Powless.